Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. This is day 2 of this trip to Singapore for me, and in this video I'm continuing my look at World War II historical sites. For this one I'm going to be heading into the Labrador Nature Reserve, which is just up that road there, and with the purpose of checking out an old gun battery site. Apparently there's quite a few old field guns up there, and it should be quite interesting. Anyway, if you're interested, stick with me and we'll go and check it out. Alright, for anybody that's interested in coming up to this location, the best, probably the cheapest and most efficient way of getting here is to take the local MRT service to the Labrador Park Terminal, and then just use Google Maps to find your way to the Nature Reserve. Alright, I've got a little bit of a walk to get to the start of the Nature Reserve. So the entrance point is about 600 metres from the MRT station, and thankfully it's actually a pretty good day. It's overcast, it's quite cool, and should be you know, not too hot for till about midday at least anyway. Alright, I think this is the start of it here. The sign pointing to what says a 6-inch gun. We'll go and check that out. Alright, here we are. We've got a map of the area. As with a lot of these places in Singapore, there's plenty of information, so just a matter of following along the trail and looking out for signposting on the way to the various attractions. Alright, this is the main road, and there's smaller branching pathways that head up towards the top of the hill. Alright, this looks pretty good. Got a bit of a view out over Keppel Bay here. I got more of these fantastic trees that you see in Singapore that are covered with heavy vines. Okay, according to the online information I read about this place, the British started establishing it in around about 1890 as part of the Singapore coastal defensive system. Basically it was the old style cannons, and then in the 1930s, when the Japanese were building up prior to World War II, they expanded the place and made it quite significantly bigger. Anyway, there's supposed to be a few gun sites along this trail somewhere. Alright, here it is. There's an information placard about the old defence strategy for Singapore. Alright, apparently up here somewhere there's one of the gun sites. Hopefully something worth looking at. Alright, apparently there was a gun here. Obviously it's not here anymore. This is Gun Emplacement number 3. I guess the gun must have been set up on that circular thing there. This is actually a pretty neat nature reserve. There's little trails going through the jungle everywhere. There's no chance of getting lost because you can just use your GPS tracker of Google Maps. But I mean, it's a pretty nice setting. Very peaceful location right in Singapore. Alright, the next stop on the trail is something I've got an interest in. It's called the tunnel. Online information I've read has actually said that it's been closed, so I'll just go and have a quick look and see what the situation is. Alright, I'm right above the entrance into the tunnel, and that's the walkway there, so obviously it comes from perhaps somewhere further along the road. I'll just see if I can get down there and check out the gate. Alright, here we are. This is the walkway down to the tunnel, and I'll just head down there and see if there's actually a gate on the tunnel. Alright, so according to this placard, the tunnel led to a number of underground rooms which were basically just ammunition storages, obviously for protection of the ammunition. I'll just walk down and have a look. There's probably a gate on it that's locked, but yeah, might be interesting. Here I am. I'm in Labrador Nature Reserve, and I'm looking at the World War II historical sites on the peak. And just around the corner, and yep, there it is. There's the tunnel. It's actually got no lock on it. I don't know if I dare go in there. It actually says no entry except authorised personnel. Alright, I've got my miner's headlamp on, and I'm heading in. Hopefully the authorities won't come here. There's no branching trail, so I don't think there's any chance of getting lost. The tunnels, interesting, they use kerosene lamps there. There's some bombs in here, or shells. That's pretty amazing. Alright, pushing on through the tunnels. There's actually some live shells in here. That is pretty incredible. It's probably why they wanted to keep people out. Yeah, there's a full magazine rack. It's all collapsed, of course. Oh well, I had a quick look. It's quite interesting. It's understandable why the authorities want to keep people out. There's actually ammunition or shells in here. So yeah, it's probably a good idea, but maybe better if they put a lock on the gate. Alright, that was pretty neat. Singapore. Okay, it's a huge metropolis, but with a bit of exploring, you can definitely get off the beaten track here. Time to push on. Alright, this looks pretty good. They've actually got a gun sitting here, so it looks a bit more realistic. One of the coastal defence guns back in the day, and there's a couple of I suppose you call them statues or mannequins of how it was done. And up there we've got a guy with or a spotter with a pair of binoculars. Alright, according to the sign, this is Gun Emplacement number 4. Alright, I got talking with a couple of local guys and they told me that this is actually the only gun that's left on the battery site. Actually a lot less than I thought it might be. Definitely not as extensive as Fort Siloso. Anyway, that's the pathway out of here, so I'll head off. Alright, this is or was a storeroom apparently, which dates back to 1892. And it's been blocked off or bricked up, no doubt for safety reasons. Alright, well that looks like it's the end of the trail. Short but sweet. Thanks for joining me on this tour of the Labrador Point Gun Battery. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, much appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe to see my upcoming adventures around Southeast Asia. Okie doke, we'll see you on the next one then.